back to my channel. My name is Annelies and today I will be reviewing these new, or well, new-ish, because technically these are re-releases, but let's say the re-release of 5 summer editions of 5 already well-known Zara fragrances. So pretty much Zara took 5 of their existing fragrances and they've created summer editions. Like I said, these are actually re-releases. However, I would take that with a grain of salt because Zara is known to sometimes re-release fragrances but alter the scent, and then sometimes they re-release scents but alter the name. I never tried the previous versions of these summer editions, so it is very difficult for me to tell you if they've changed the scent or if they've just reused the same fragrance as last time. So I'm just going to individually review these because it's the first time that I'm smelling them. Also, I've noticed that all of these are listed on Fragrantica with the notes and the accords. However, I will not be putting those images up on the screen as I usually do, just because I'm not sure if these are still, I mean, these are Fragrantica listings from 2021 or 2019, the previous years that they've released these fragrances. So chances are big that the scent in itself is changed. Maybe it hasn't, I don't know, but that's why I'm not gonna put them up on the screen. By the way, if you're like me and you love Zara fragrances, or you're just trying to get to know them a little bit, because Zara fragrances have been really becoming more and more popular these past like 2 years or so, and you're just like, wow, there are so many, I don't even know where to begin, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I talk about Zara fragrances all the time. Whenever Zara releases new fragrances, I order them, I review them, and I make a video for you guys just to help you out, you know, to find out which fragrances could be right for you. So if that's something you like, just hit that subscribe button. And now let's just get started with this collection. So this collection contains of 5 summer edition fragrances. They are called Tuberose, Wonderose, Pink Flambé, Twilight Mauve, and Femme. So like I said, these are summer editions of the original fragrances. I'm also gonna tell you that, yes, I know there's an E in Femme, but trust me, it's pronounced Femme. That's just a weird French thing. They put an E, but they pronounce it as an A. Just so you know, I'm not mispronouncing that, but even if I were, I know it doesn't really matter. So these bottles are 90 ml of eau de toilette and they retail for roughly 16 euros in Europe, roughly 23 US dollars, and roughly 28 Canadian dollars. Let's just start with the first one, and that is Femme Summer. The notes listed by Zara in the description are bergamot, mandarin, freesia, jasmine, and delicate woods. So this one was the first one that I tried. I remember having Femme years ago and actually liking that fragrance. It's a little bit reminiscent of Dior's Hypnotic Poison. A lot of people say that it's a dupe for that. I do not agree. It's a wink at Hypnotic Poison, but it's not close enough to be called a dupe. As you may or may not already know, Zara has a dupe for that one. It is called Hypnotic Vanilla. That's a more recent fragrance. Anyway, I remember liking Femme, but then about 6 months ago, I revisited that fragrance and I thought it was super light. So I don't know if they've changed it, or maybe just my taste has, I don't know. Maybe I was just more easily impressed back before I was into fragrances. So I gave this one a spray. And the thing is, what I instantly noticed about this fragrance is that it is very light. So both the scent and the performance projection, super, super light. So at first you get a little bit of sharpness. That could be those delicate woods that they have listed. It's a little bit sharp, a little bit alcohol-y, but as most fragrances, or especially the cheaper Zara ones, you can always have a little bit of an alcoholic blast at first. Just give it a minute to dry down. And once this does dry down, it is quite nice. It's a soft, floral vanilla fragrance. Like I said, it's very light. It's even just a little bit powdery, not too much. I don't know what that is. That might be maybe the freesia. So it's floral, powdery, soft, with a creamy vanilla base. That's just very simplistic what I'm picking up in this fragrance. It's not very impressive, just being honest. It's a nice scent. It's pretty, like, it's an easy grab. You can wear this just at school or at work, or it's a fragrance that is suitable for pretty much every situation. Completely inoffensive, but at the same time, it's just really not impressive. And also, like I said, it is very soft. It's very weak. If you were to get this fragrance, I really feel like you should overspray it in order to actually smell something during the day. And even if you overspray it, it's still pretty light. So that's just a simple description of what this fragrance smells like. So yes, it is nice. It's a little boring. I'm gonna rate this one a 6 out of 10 just because it's okay, but I wouldn't really tell you to go run, don't walk to Zara to try this fragrance. No, you're not really missing out. So yeah, that was Femme. Moving on, we have Tuberose Summer. And some of the notes listed by Zara are vanilla, tuberose, blackberry, and cedarwood. This one is a scent that probably all of us will recognize. It smells exactly like hairstyling products. And I don't mean hairspray because that is very like alcoholic to me. It smells like hairstyling products such as heat protective sprays, or maybe some sort of what's it called, like some sort of leave-in hair conditioning lotion or something. It is very fruity, but it really has something very synthetic, chemical. I'm not saying that it's bad smelling, because it's not. Just as, you know, those typical hair products, I'm thinking, I don't know if you have that brand where you live, but in here it's called Fructis, and I don't even know how to pronounce it in English, but I will put it up on the screen. It sort of smells like those types of hair products, which smell nice. It just doesn't really smell like an actual like human fragrance, if you know what I mean with that. I do think the scent in itself is a lot stronger than the previous one. That is just, I'm not speaking about the performance, but just the scent in itself, a very soft and delicate in Femme. This one is like more in your face, let's say. So you get that fruity synthetic blast. The fruit, I mean, they've listed blackberry. I never really know what kind of fruit I'm smelling, but I would have thought that this might have some pear in here. And in the dry down, it reminded me just a little bit of Orchid, also by Zara. They have that same vibe. And also this one has the same vibe as 3 other Zara fragrances. I've made a video about those. I'm talking about Red Ruby, Yellow Velvet, and Orange Honey. They released those in the fall of last year, and then they re-released it about like 6 weeks ago or something. If you know those fragrances, they all sort of smell similar. They definitely have a similar vibe to them. This one could have been part of that collection. It has the same like niceness, but very fruity, girly, synthetic type of sweet hair producty vibe. So if you like those 3, I do think it's interesting to check this one out. But yeah, my personal rating for this one is I'm just gonna give it a 6.5 because it's a nice fragrance. I don't dislike the scent, but this is not something that I would personally use as my scent of the day. I just feel like there are a lot better fragrances out there. This is what I would spray on my hair if I wanted to smell like I came from the hair salon or something like that. So yeah, that is Tuberose Summer. Moving on to the next one, we have Tuberose Summer. And this one is also a blast of fruit when you first spray it, but the fruitiness is different than tuberose. Like I said, in tuberose they have blackberry. I'm picking up on some pear, could just be me, but this one is very strawberry-like. So the notes listed by Zara are, well, they're not really listing a lot of notes. I found that they described it as a fruity floral with jasmine and vanilla. If you ask me, this is a strawberry fragrance, so very sweet. It really smells like a strawberry puree. I know I've used that description in one of my previous videos, the fruit puree in the mixer that you pour over the fruit bowl. That was one of the other fragrances that I recently reviewed. This one is really like strawberry. You put some strawberries in a blender, you blend it up, and then you just sniff the blender. So that is what this one smells like. It does remind me of two other Zara fragrances. The first one being Go Fruity. I know that I've used that one as a reference in one of my previous videos as well, but yeah, what can I say? That one reminded me of Go Fruity, and so does this one. Go Fruity is actually a dupe by Zara for Burberry Her. So if you like Burberry Her and Go Fruity, and Marshmallow Addiction, which I also feel like is that type of strawberry sweet, strawberry candy-like almost type of fragrance, then I do think you're gonna like this one, although it's not that different. So if you own one of those fragrances, I don't know if you're gonna need this one, but give it a try. Maybe you're picking up on some other differences. I don't think this is an unpleasant scent, but as you may or may not already know, I'm just not really into overly sweet and fruity fragrances. I think they smell nice, but they just remind me of teenagers. That's just me. There's nothing, I mean, I'm not, everybody wears what they want, okay? So I don't care if you're 85 and you like Go Fruity, that's fine. But for me, it's just a little bit youthful. So not a bad fragrance. I'm gonna rate it a, you know what? I'm gonna change my rating from Tuberose. I'm gonna give that one a 5.5, and I'm gonna give this one a 6. Yeah, I'm just gonna give it a 6 for me, although I do think this one might be a favorite for a lot of people amongst these 5 summer editions. So let me know in the comments, are you also getting that Marshmallow Addiction Go Fruity vibe? But yeah, that was Tuberose Summer. We have reached our 4th fragrance, and that one is called Pink Flambé. Okay, again guys, we're doing the summer editions, okay? So all of these are the summer editions, so it is Pink Flambé Summer. Just mentioning that so you don't get confused and order the original, and maybe that one doesn't smell like the description I'm gonna give. So yeah, Pink Flambé is described as a jasmine, orchid, vanilla fragrance with amber and rose. Those are the notes listed in the beautiful drawing that Zara put on their website, but then in the description they also speak of mandarin and praline. I gave it a spray, and yeah, this one is also very fruity, synthetic. It has a very alcoholic opening, so again, give it a minute or two to dry down. But this fruit that I'm smelling, even though it's not listed, if you would have asked me what fruit I'm smelling, I would have said that this is pink grapefruit. To me, this smells like a pink grapefruit lemonade, like a soda, a fizzy grapefruit drink, but not like a realistic grapefruit, more of a synthetic grapefruit, or maybe a little bit of a grapefruit peel. Like if you cut the peel and you see those little, like those juicy sparks coming from the peel when you cut it. Like it sort of smells like that, those oils that get released or something. So again, I don't think this smells bad, but it has that youthfulness again, but you know, that's just what I feel like fruity, like sweet and fruity fragrances smell like. So yeah, again, for me, this is too youthful. It's not a bad fragrance again, but it's just not something that I would wear or I would pick up. But if that fizzy grapefruit soda drink speaks to you and you're like, I kind of want to give that a try, I'm intrigued, then you might like it. Again, it's not bad, but it's not really impressive to me. By the way, I will discuss the longevity of all of these in the end of the video. But yeah, my rating for this one, I'm just gonna give it a 5 out of 10. Sorry, I'm just being honest, it's not great. If they discontinued this already tomorrow, I would not be sad about it. You're not missing out. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Obviously, I'm always so curious, but that was Pink Flambé. And we've already reached our final fragrance, which is Twilight Mauve. Gave it a spray, and what do you know? It again smells very synthetic, fruity, girly. This one is less sweet than the other 3 fruity ones. So let me just quickly recap. Femme was more of a vanilla, soft, slightly powdery floral. And the other 3 that we discussed are fruity, sweet, girly. This one is also fruity, quite girly, but it doesn't really have that strong sweetness that the previous ones had. This one has a little bit of a dryness to it. So the notes listed on the Zara website are apple, white tea, and cedarwood. So I do get the apple, but it is not like, okay, you know how an apple scent, like in shampoos or DKNY Be Delicious, or yeah, I don't know any other apple scents, but it smells like apple, but it doesn't actually smell like apple. It smells like apple fragrance, if you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't smell like you've actually cut up an apple and give that a sniff. They have like a different, the scent is just different. This one smells like an actual apple, but not a red one, not a green one, but to me it smells like one of those yellow apples with the black dots that you cut open and that you give a sniff. So not an overly sweet apple. There is something about that white tea and cedarwood note that I'm both liking and not liking at the same time. It's kind of a weird, I don't know, it's like they were almost there with a nice, interesting fragrance, but then somewhere along the way, someone took a wrong turn. I don't know how else to describe it. So there's something nice about it, but I don't know. It actually also smells a little bit like the white part of a watermelon slice. So you get that watermelon, you eat the redness, like the actual meat of the watermelon, and then you've reached that white part on the inner side of the peel. I don't know about you, but I always nibble that part off too. I kind of like it. It doesn't really have a lot of flavor, it's just watery, but it sort of smells like that as well, if you know what that smells like. It's a pretty soft fragrance. That's probably because that sweetness is lacking. It's sort of more like a fresh but slightly woody, soft fragrance. I think this one together with Femme, the first one, are the lightest ones when it comes to their actual scent. It's not unpleasant, but I feel like I don't hate it, but there's like something that is not really working for me. But it is a more unique scent than the other ones. So there's that. Give it a try for yourself. I still really haven't decided whether I think it's nice or not. I'm a little bit torn, but honestly, I'm not gonna keep it. For now, I will rate this one I'm gonna give it a 5.5. I know it's a low rating, but I have to be honest. This collection isn't very impressive to me. Zara has so many great fragrances that I don't really know if there was need for these. They're cute, I mean, but it kind of feels more like a marketing thing, like, oh, you know, summer's around the corner, so let's just get some summer editions out without actually trying to make a good fragrance, if you know what I mean. So they're just like, okay, make that one a little bit watermelony, put some more sweetness in that one. I don't feel like these are quality fragrances. I think my favorite, if I had to choose a favorite from these, like my personal favorites, I think is probably still Femme, just because I do like the softness of the scent, but like I said, it's so light, even with overspraying, you're just not really getting like a nice concentrated cloud of fragrance. It's too light, it's too watered down. I mean, they are eau de toilettes, but they kind of perform like eau de colognes to me, especially this one. So if you're wondering what the performance is, none of them are long lasting. Kind of felt like, even though Twilight Mauve is a very light scent, I think I could smell this one the longest on my skin. And I think that might be the cedarwood that just stays on the skin a little bit longer. Yeah, Femme really performs like an eau de cologne, which is just too soft for me. I don't care how inexpensive they are. I don't need something like that in my collection. The other four perform like eau de toilettes. It's pretty clear now that I'm not impressed with this collection. I will not be keeping any of them, but of course I want to hear what your thoughts are. Also, I am going to be making a review about 3 relatively new Zara men's fragrances. They are all centered around a leather note. They are elixirs, so they have a little bit of a higher price tag in Zara terms. So if you're interested in that one, feel free to check that one out once I upload it. So subscribe if you want to. Give this video a thumbs up if it was somewhat helpful. I always like it when you comment on the video saying your own thoughts. But for now, thanks again for watching, and I will see you for the next one. Bye!